What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping back into Destiny 2, and of course it is the weekly reset for the 25th of February, so right now we are kind of in those wind down weeks for Season of Dawn, but of course we're rapidly approaching the completion of the community segment of Empyrean Foundation, so we'll talk about getting the event wrapped up and hopefully it's going to be this week, but otherwise we'll round up the activities and rewards for the game. And then with us only being 2 weeks out from a new season, either this week or next, we can expect those juicy details and a reveal for the next content drop. So we're going to jump in and round up what's on the cards in Destiny 2 this week. The first thing we should talk about in the game would be the Empyrean Foundation, and earlier today before the weekly reset, the community had donated around 8.4 billion fractaline, and Bungie did update our final goal at 9.77 something billion, so we are very much on the final stretch. And if you add to that the auto-generated fractaline that we'll see donated at reset, yeah, we're probably going to have this finished shortly, so let's get cracking with those donations. Of course, for Savior title or Triumphant Shader Hunters, those rewards are finally inbound, and otherwise we'll see how the Empyrean Foundation ties into the future content in the game, but as a brief note, Bungie did tease that the Season 10 reveal trailer is on the way, so be sure to stay tuned here and I'll keep you posted. But otherwise, to set expectation, DMG did say that no mission will unlock after reset today, and of course a lot of people have been speculating about the Worthy mission, which showed up in the UI. And as we maintained here on the channel, of course, Worthy was firstly never confirmed by Bungie, but separate to this, it wasn't necessarily something that we would get immediately upon completion of Empyrean Foundation, so bear that in mind. But regardless, we are going to get new content details very soon, so I'll be keeping you posted. Now though, onto our rewards and activities. Of course, for the pinnacle loot, we have the dungeon, still here on the moon. Also, for the Garden of Salvation, we get pinnacle rewards, and we've got the Leftovers challenge if you want to get any additional drops right there. But otherwise, it will come down to those nightmare hunts, so we do have Insanity, as well as Anguish and Pride available right now. Otherwise, of course, remember that in the Legends Sundial, you can also get a pinnacle drop on your first drop for the week. And when it comes to other playlists, it's worth noting we do have Mayhem available right now, but on top of this, we've also got an Infamy boost in Gambit and Gambit Prime, so that should be double Infamy all week, and then triple Infamy over the weekend. For other activities though, if you want to jump into the Nightfall Ordeal, the featured strike for now is the Pyramidion, so that's going to be a pretty fun one, and of course you can get the Silicon Neuroma as the strike exclusive drop inside of that Nightfall randomly. But for traditional Nightfalls, we do have a Garden World where you can get the Universal Wave Function ship. We also have Exodus Crash, which can drop the Impact Velocity Sparrow, and then the Corrupted. And of course from here you can get the Horror's Least Pulse Rifle. Now though, as we approach the end of the season right here, of course let's take a look at Eververse. So we've got all of the front page silver stuff, and then we have the Guardian By emote right there for Bright Dust on the front page, if you want to flaunt that one. The Prod as well, which is a pretty interesting looking ship right there, with the kind of Tex Mechanica logos on the side, pretty interesting. We've also got the Vex Gate Arrival Transmat Effect, and the Byzantium Lotus, did I say it correctly? Man, we're onto a winner. You can pick those up on the front page for Bright Dust. But on the main Bright Dust page, we do have the Cowbell multiplayer emote here if you want to pick it up. I'm also hearing 1 million people arriving into the tower, there they go. But we also have the Prod featured on the main page, and then the Perennial Velocity, which is an Omelon Sparrow right there, as well as the Omelon Shell. Man, we're getting all the Omelon themes right here. But we've got the Packmaster's Command, which is a pretty cool ornament for Lord of Wolves who want to pick that up for Bright Dust as well. And then we have the chest piece from the armor set this season, the Red Legion projection, the Up in Smoke Transmat effect, as well as the Cabal Shieldbreaker Transmat effect, and then the Atmospheric Glow and the Circadian Shield shaders. And yes, those donations are starting to fly in at the Foundation right here. It's also worth mentioning that if you want to farm any bounties out, and especially if you've been spending a lot of Glimmer buying bounties and things like that at the Empyrean Foundation, then the Spider is selling Glimmer for Baryon Bows, and of course if you played it on Forsaken, there's a good chance you've got quite a few of these in your inventory, so bear that in mind, as a decent bit of currency exchange at the moment can be pretty useful, especially if you're doing a lot of donating, but also if you want to farm out a lot of XP via the bounties, and make sure you're doing that as well. Once again, I'll keep you posted on how the Empyrean Foundation is going, and also I'll link the Charlemagne site down below where you can track just how much fractaline has actually been donated. But moving to some of our legacy content, we do have the Menagerie with Solar Singe, Grounded, and Brawler on the normal mode, but then Heroic gets Extinguish, Match Game, Attrition, and Arc Singe this week. If you're jumping into the Year 1 Leviathan Prestige modes, we do have Arsenal, and then we've got Arms Master, with anything in the kinetic slot, an Energy Fusion Rifle, and a Power Fusion Rifle in the heavy slot as well. Otherwise, the Reckoning modifiers today are going to consist of Void Singe, as well as Brawler, so have fun with that one. When it comes to the escalation protocol, this week's boss is going to be Bok-Litter, the Hunger of Xol, and when you take that boss down, you randomly have chances to obtain any of the Ikelos weapons. Shooting over to the Dreaming City though, the Ascendant challenge this week is the Cimmeria Garrison, and that's the huge challenge accessed via the Chamber of Starlight in Rhea Silvia, so if you are still working on any of the Year 1 stuff collecting corrupted eggs, lore, or you want the location for the Ascendant challenge, that'll run at the end of the video. But for today guys, I've got a lot of stuff to keep you posted on as we approach these DLC reveals, but also Empyrean Foundation, and the conclusion of a few things that we've been tracking for quite some time. So once again, if you're new to the channel and you want to be kept up to date with the world of Destiny, then be sure to hit subscribe, and you can also turn on notifications so I can keep you up to date immediately when things happen. But if you have enjoyed this video guys, a rating below really helps me out. Let us know if you're jumping into the game this week, and otherwise, whatever you get up to, I hope you have an awesome day.